Om Sai Ram, Om Sai Ram, Om Sai Ram. Sri Sachidananda Sadguru Sainath Maharaj ki Jai. Sri Sachidananda Sadguru Sai Karnananda Maharaj ki Jai. Sri Sachidananda Jagat Guru Pal Yugraj Sainara Maharaj ki Jai. Sai Leelavati Mata ki Jai. Sri Sai Satcharitra Chapter 13. More Sai Leelas, Disease Cured, Bhimaji Patil, Pala Shimpi, Bapu Sahib Bhuti, Alandi Swami, Kaka Mahajani, Datto Panto Khada. The inscrutable power of Maya. Baba's words were always short, deep, full of meaning, effective, and well balanced. He was ever content and never cared for anything. He said, thought, I am a fakir, I have no house or wife. Though living of all care, I stay at one place, the inevitable Maya teases me often. Though I forgot myself, but she cannot forget me. She always envelops me, this Maya elusive power of the Lord. Sri Hari harasses even Lord Brahma and others. Then what to speak of a poor fakir like me? Those who will take refuge in the God will be freed from his clutches with his grace. In such terms, Baba spoke about the power of Maya. Lord Shri Krishna has said to the Uddhava in the Bhagavad that saints are his living forms and see what Baba has said for the welfare of his devotees. Those who are fortunate and to whose demerits have vanished, take to my worship. If you always say Sai Sai, I shall take you over the seven seas. Believe in these words and you will be certainly benefited. I do not need any paraphernalia for worship, either eightfold or 16-fold. I rest there where there is a full devotion. Now read what Sai did for the welfare of those who surrendered themselves to him. Bhimaji Patil. One Bhimaji Patil of Narayana Taluka Junar, district Pune, suffered in the year 1909 from a severe and chronic chest disease, which ultimately developed into tuberculosis. He tried all sorts of pathies, remedies, but to no effect. Losing all hopes, he ultimately prayed to God, O Lord Narayana, help me now. It is a well known fact that when our circumstances are well, we do not remember God, but when calamities and adversities overtake us, we are reminded of Him. So Bhimaji now turned to God. It occurred to him that he should consult Mr. Nanasaheb Chandorkar, a great devotee of Baba, in this respect. So he wrote to him a letter giving all the details of his malady and asking for his opinion. In reply, Mr. Nanasaheb wrote to him that there was only one remedy left, that was to have recourse to Baba's feet. Relying on Mr. Nanasaheb's advice, he made preparations for going to Shirdi. He was brought to Shirdi and taken to the masjid and placed before Baba. Mr. Nana Sahib and Shama Madhav Rao Deshpande were present there. Baba pointed out that the disease was due to the previous evil karma and was not disposed to the interfere. But the patient cried out in despair that he was helpless and sought refuge in him. As he was his last hope and prayed for mercy, Baba's heart melted and he said, Stay, cast off your anxiety, your sufferings have come to an end. However, oppressed and troubled one, maybe as soon as he steps in the masjid, he is a pathway of happiness. The fakir here is very kind and he will cure the disease and protect with all with love and kindness. The patient used to vomit blood every 5 minutes, but there was no vomiting in the presence of the Baba. From the time Baba uttered the words of mercy, the malady took a favorable turn. Baba asked him to stay in Bhima Bai's house, which was not a convenient and fit place, but Baba's order had to be obeyed. While he was staying there, Baba cured him by two dreams. In the first dream, he saw himself as a boy suffering the severe pain of flogging, which he received for not reciting his poetry lesson before his class master. In the second dream, someone caused him intense pain by rolling a stone up and down over his chest. With the pain thus suffered in dream, his cure was complete and he went home. He then often came to Shirdi, gratefully remembering that what Baba did for him and prostrated before him. Baba also did not expect anything from devotees but remembrance and unswerving faith and devotion. Baba in Maharashtra always celebrates Satyanarayan Puja in their homes every fortnight or month. But it was this Bhimaji Patil who started a new Sai Satcharitra Puja instead of Satyanarayana Vrata. Sai Satcharitra Puja in his house when he returned to his village. Bala Ganpat Shimpi. Another devotee of Baba by name Bala Ganpat Shimpi suffered much from a malignant type of malaria. He tried all sorts of medicines and decoctions, but in vain the fever did not abate to a jot. So he ran to Shirdi and fell on Baba's feet. Baba gave him a strange recipe in this case as follows: give a black dog some morsels of rice mixed with curd in front of the Lakshmi temple. Bala did not know how to execute this recipe, but to no sooner he went home than he found rice and curd. After mixing them together, he brought the mixer near the Lakshmi temple. When he found a black dog waving its tail, he placed the curd and a rice before the dog, and the dog ate it. And strange to say, Bala got rid of his malaria. Bapu Sahib Bhuti. Shriman Bapu Sahib Bhuti suffered once from dysentery and vomiting. His cupboard was full of patent drugs and medicines, but none of them had any effect. Bapu Sahib got very weak on account of a purgings and vomitings, therefore was not able to go to the Shirdi for Baba's darshan. Baba then sent for him, made him sit before him and said, now take care, you should not purge anymore, and casted with his index finger. The vomiting must also stop now. Look at the power of Baba's words. Both the maladies disappeared and Bhuti fell well. Now, another occasion, he had a attack of a cholera and suffered from severe thirst. Dr. Pillai tried all sorts of remedies but could give him no relief. Then he went to Baba and consulted him as to what to drink, what would allay this thirst and cure the disease. Baba prescribed an infusion of almonds, walnuts, pistachio, a kind of dry fruit boiled in sugared milk. This would be considered a cause of for fatal aggravation of the disease by any other doctor or physician, but an implicit obedience to Baba's order. The infusion was administered, and strange to say, the disease was cured. Alandi Swami, a Swami from Alandi with a desire to take Baba's darshan, came to Shirdi. He suffered from a severe pain in his ear, which prevented him from getting the sleep. He was operated for this, but it served no purpose. The pain was severe, and he did not know what to do. While he was returning, he came to take Baba's leave when Shama Madhavrao Deshpande requested Baba to do something for the pain and the Swami's ear. Baba confronted him saying, Allah acha karega. God will do good. The Swami then returned to the Pune and after a week sent a letter to Shirdi stating that the pain of his in his ear had subsided through though the swelling was there, and in order to get the swelling removed, he went to Mumbai for operation. But the surgeon, on the examining the ear, said that no operation was necessary. Such was the wonderful and a potent effect of Baba's words. Kaka Mahajani, another devotee named Kaka Mahajani, suffered once from the diarrhea, and in order that there should be no break in his services to Baba, Kaka kept a tamyak pot with water in some corner of the masjid, and wherever there was a call, he would go out. As Baba knew everything, Kaka did not inform him of his disease, thinking that Baba would have his own cure it soon. The work of the constructing the pilgrimage in front of the masjid was permitted by Baba, but when the actual work began, Baba got wild and shouted out loudly. Everybody ran away, and as Kaka was doing the same, Baba got hold of him and made him sit there. And the confusion that followed, somebody left, there was a small pouch of groundnuts. Baba took a handful of groundnuts, rubbed them in his hand, blew away the skins, and gave the clean nuts to the Kaka and made him eat them, scolding and cleaning the nuts and making Kaka eat them went on simultaneously. Baba himself ate some of them, Then, when the nuts were finished, Baba asked him to fetch water as he felt thirsty. Kaka brought a pitcher full of water. Then Baba drank some water and made Kaka also drink it. Baba declared, "Now your diarrhea has stopped and you may attend to the work of the payment." And meanwhile, other persons who had run away returned and started the work, and Kaka, whose emotions had stopped, also joined them. Our rounders medicines of diarrhea, uh, according to the current medical opinion, gowners would aggravate the disease and not cure it. The true medicine in this, as in other cases, was Baba's word. Dattoban of Harda. A gentleman from Harda by name Dattoban suffered from a stomach ache for about 14 years. None of the remedies gave him any relief. Then, on hearing Baba's scream that he cures disease by sight, he ran to Bashedi and fell Baba's feet. Baba looked at him kindly and gave him blessings. When Baba placed his hand on his head and when he got Baba's Zudi with blessings, he felt relieved and there was no other trouble about the malady. Towards the end of this chapter, three cases are cited in footnotes. Madhura Deshpande suffered from piles. Baba gave him decoction of his Sonamukhi, Sena pots. This relieved him. Then, after 2 years, the trouble recurred, and Madhavra took the same decoction without consulting Baba. The result was that the disease aggravated, but later on it was cured by Baba's grace. Kaka Mahajani's eldest son Gandharpan suffered from the many years of stomach pain. Hearing Baba's fame, he came to Shirdi and requested Baba to cure him. Baba touched his belly and said God will cure. From that time, there was no stomach pain and he was completely cured. Nana Sahib Chandrak also suffered from acute stomach pain. He was restless in the whole day and the night. Doctors administered syringe, syringe which produced no effect. Then he approached Baba, who told him to eat burfi, a kind of sweet meal mixed with ghee. This recipe gave him complete relief. All these stories show that the real medicine that cured the various disease permanently was Baba's words and grace and not various any other medicines or drugs. Go to Sri Sai, peace be to all. Om Sai Ram. Sri Sachidananda Sadguru Sai Nath Maharaj ki Jai. Sri Sachidananda Sadguru Sai Karnananda Maharaj ki Jai. Sri Sachidananda Jagat Guru Bal Yugiraj Sai Narayan Maharaj ki Jai. Sai Lavati Mata ki Jai. Om Sai